Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of Let's give you guys the final recap on the June team competition. All right, so I'm going to break this video up into 5 parts. I'll try to make each part fairly quick. We'll just do a quick intro. Then we will talk about the results from the final challenge, which I know you guys have been waiting for. I actually just got done computing the results. That, of course, was the JQXZ challenge. Then we'll talk about the final team results. We'll talk about the MVPs for each team. And in 2 cases, we actually have some co-MVPs. And then finally, I thought we would just throw out a couple ideas that I kind of heard through the grapevine about some potential future team ideas. All right, guys. So the first part of the month, we focused on just doing regular Wordle solves. And I just sort of felt that that was getting a little bit kind of boring, and I wanted to spice things up a bit. And for the most part, I think people really enjoyed that. There was a few dissenters, and that's totally fine. But it definitely did spice things up. And I think for the most part, people really enjoyed taking on the challenge. And let's face it, some of us have been playing Wordle for 500 times already, right? And I mean, I think we're all experts. So I just think that the challenges are a way to just kind of make it a little bit more interesting. Otherwise, I sort of feel like, just doing it day in and day out, getting your 2, getting your 3, getting your 4. Come on, guys. It sort of gets a little bit repetitive after a while. And so that's why I think these challenges really, really make it a lot of fun. Okay. Now, so let's go ahead and just kind of get right to the heart of the matter. And that, of course, was how did folks do on the JQXZ challenge? Because this one pretty much determined the final outcome of the June competition. And this is the results, guys. Are you ready? Team Phew came in first with a whopping 560 points. We had 9 players. We didn't get as many results for 2 reasons. I guess first off, some people just didn't overall participate in this final challenge because it was kind of scary. And secondly, a lot of people who played in normal mode got 4s, 5s, and 6s on straw. And as a result, I just wouldn't even be able to count those results, because if you remember, if you played in normal mode, then you would get points only for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Okay. So anyways, everybody on Phew did the challenge, and the 3 people who got the 80 points, I'm just going to recognize right now, were me, Cable Wire, and Ascension. And the other scores are also just phenomenal. So that really kind of gave us a massive cushion. We'll see what the final standings are, but just keep in mind, 560 points for Phew. I told you that this, guys, would be, it would be like a powder keg. ER Trap, okay? ER Trap did amazing. They came in second with 355 points. As you can see, 3 players at the top just decided to play in normal mode. That was totally fine. And then you got a bunch of players going for the challenge, and 1 person also got 80 points. By the way, 80 points, guys, corresponds to, are you ready for this? Getting 10 of those crazy JQXZs, which is just insane. That means you're essentially filling up 1/3 of your Wordle screen with these ridiculous letters. Guano is very close to ER Trap. They came in 3rd with 340 points. And then lastly was Snafu. And they had an interesting mix of folks who went for the regular, normal word, and then those who actually did the challenge. So there you have it. Now, guys, the moment of truth. And maybe some of you were already able to figure this out from the thumbnail. So what was the greatest Wordle team ever assembled? Well, let's start in 4th place. Snafu had 352 points total. In 3rd place, ER Trap had 432 points. Very close. In 2nd place was Guano with 454 points. And then, bam, out of nowhere, and obviously this was thanks to the final challenge, Team Phew comes in first with 672 points, guys. I mean, it was so much that I had to recalibrate the scale at the bottom of the screen just to get all those points for you guys to see. So there you have it. It was pretty incredible. I know that final challenge really blew things up. But hey, everybody had an equal opportunity. Agreed? Everybody had an equal opportunity. It was just a matter of who was willing to, just walk on that plank and try to get the most points for their team. All right. Now, guys, I have some MVP announcements, and this is across all 4 teams. Let's start off, of course, with the winners, Team Phew. These are going to be co-MVPs, and what I took into account when I considered who would be the MVPs of each team was a few factors. I, of course, took into account the results, okay? I mean, ultimately, everything is about results, right, guys? Okay, and those are pretty objective, but then there were some subjective factors, and participation was very important, okay? In fact, that's not very subjective at all. Either you showed up and gave me your results or you didn't, okay? So the more participation, the better chances that you're going to be an MVP. And then just team energy. That is definitely subjective, but I think you guys are all aware of certain people who basically just made the rounds for their team and even some of their, some of their rivals and just said, hey, great job, go team. And that definitely counts as an MVP because without that spirit, you can really become demoralized if you, lose a lot of games in a row. All right. So anyways, with Team Phew, I'm happy to announce that we have co-MVPs, and they are none other than Ascension and Cable Wire. Okay. And Cable Wire is a new subscriber, and I really am very grateful for him to be part of the Wordle with Art community. He is kind of likes to cross-pollinate all the other channels, so I've seen him a lot, and I was always wondering, oh man, it would really be great if I could finally have Cable Wire, join in the comments and maybe even become a member, and sure enough, he is. So he did amazing, perfect participation throughout. He didn't, he never missed a challenge. And he did pretty much all the challenges. He might have just backed out from a couple of them. And he was also there to give a tremendous amount of support and encourage all of the people on Team Phew. Now, as far as Ascension goes, I'm just going to say, this is one guy you would want on a team if you ever did a team challenge for an entire month. I mean, he is courageous, he's fearless, and he gets the results. So amazing job, Ascension and Cable Wire. Next up, we have Guano, and I just sort of felt there was one clear winner, one clear MVP, and that goes to Connor Clark, okay? Perfect participation, amazing results, participated in almost all of the challenges, and also was always there to support his teammates, and that's what really counts. Now, as far as ER Trap goes, once again, a clear winner, and that goes to somebody who has dominated the challenges in the early part of the year, and that is Martin Steed. He once again rose to the challenge and did all of those challenges, got amazing results, and was just a very positive energy for ER Trap. And in fact, really helped propel them to a good standing at the end of the day. Now finally comes Team Snafu. Now, although they did come in last, there's no denying the fact that they had some super strong players. And this, again, I have to do a co-MVP. Okay, let's start with, of course, I mean, it has to be Ellen, okay? Now, even though she didn't do too many, if any, of the challenges, that's okay, because every single day she was there, she had perfect participation, and her energy is just like unbridled, okay? And so it really helped Snafu end up with fantastic participation throughout the entire month. So definitely Ellen. Now, I'm going to give the co-MVP title to Alexandru because he did so well on those challenges, and he was also fearless, and really, towards the end, I noticed he was really pitching in and helping get a tremendous number of points for the team. So very, very good job to both Ellen and Alexandru. I do want to just say that Guano might be a little bit bummed, but I just want to offer perhaps just 3 things, guys, that, might just want to keep in mind if we ever do some teams down the future. Of course, it won't be the same team. But first thing I have to mention is that Burnt didn't do any of the challenges, not because he chickened out, but because he had already pre-recorded all of his videos for June. And unfortunately, he just didn't know that halfway through the month, I would switch things up and do challenges. I know that he would have helped immensely to the team because he did amazing back in April when we did the challenges. I think he got all of them except for one. I should also mention that there was I won't mention any names, but there was one particular player who was extremely strong. He's very well respected in the community, but sadly, maybe he's just busy. I completely understand, and just didn't give me many, if any, results. And when he did, they were late and just too late, too many days beyond for me to go and change things. And of course, I know that some of the spirits might have been dampened when I think one of the players stormed out, very upset with the introduction of the challenges, but hey, that's life, There are certain things where you have to be ready for things to change up on you, right? And Art never said that the entire month was going to strictly be playing in regular Wordle mode. So that might have dampened some spirits, but despite that, Guano comes in second, and there you have it, guys. And I'd like to just finish off and say, hey, I have heard in the comments a few suggestions for some future team ideas. I wanted to throw a couple of them out, and I'd like you guys to, in the comments, offer some of your own ideas, because I do think it was a lot of fun. And, we can definitely keep things a little bit more consistent if people prefer that. But in terms of how we could group people, one thing that came to mind, that wasn't my idea, it was somebody else's, was something like juniors versus seniors, okay? I think that would be super cool. The thing that I would be curious about is what you guys think would be a good cutoff point. I was thinking maybe 50 years of age. So 50 and up, you're a senior. 50 and below, you're a junior. Something like that. I don't want to kind of like make it too striated, but maybe we could just, divide it into half. Another one that came up, which was kind of interesting, was the U.S. versus the world. I don't know about that. We've got enough problems to deal with. Now, do we have to start fighting with other countries with Wordle? I don't know, but if you guys think that would be good, I'll certainly consider it. And then I was even thinking of kind of like a Survivor version where, you could vote somebody off and you could actually give me your vote, not through the comments because we don't want to upset people, but you could email it to me and then we could announce a certain person voted off each day from the team. So that would be another thing to think about. Hey guys, any ideas you have, I would love to hear them. And there you have it. So it's a wrap. And now you guys can get back to enjoying me struggle immensely on those super challenging words that you've given me, that you've been giving me for Make Art Fail for the month of July. It's bound to happen either by time or the Wordle itself. We're getting very close to a 200 game streak, so you never know. And there you have it, guys. So thanks so much for participating in the June competition. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Very proud of my Team Phew. You guys are absolutely amazing. And with that in mind, guys, yes, I'll look forward to seeing you soon with yet another edition of Wordle with Art.